All right, so today we are diving deep, really deep into a fascinating ancient text.
Oh, sounds intriguing. What have we got?
It's Surah Nuh from the Quran.
Ah, the story of Noah. Or, as it's written in Arabic, Nuh, right?
Exactly. And it's not just a story. I mean, it's got these really powerful themes that still resonate today.
I can imagine. Warnings, faith, maybe even some divine intervention.
All of that and more. We've got historical context to consider, theological interpretations to unpack, even some psychology about how people, well, how we react to these big warnings and messages, you know.
A lot to cover then. Let's jump in. So, the story of Noah, remind me, he was a prophet sent by God, right?
Yeah. And his mission, just a small thing, to warn his people about a coming punishment.
Sounds a bit ominous. What were they supposed to do to avoid this punishment?
Change their ways. Big time.
And did the surah say exactly what they were doing wrong, what changes they needed to make?
Oh, absolutely. No mincing words here. Noah tells them, and I'm paraphrasing a bit, worship God, fear him, and obey me. Straightforward, right?
Crystal clear. I guess sometimes, even when the message is simple, it can be tough to swallow.
Especially when it calls for a complete overhaul of your life, your beliefs.
True. And I think Surah Nuh really gets into this tension. It's not just a retelling of a historical event. It dives into the emotions, the struggle of a prophet facing rejection.
Rejection? Oh, they totally rejected his message, didn't they? But what was it about his message that was so hard to accept? They were worshiping idols.
Right. Wad, Suwa, Yagus, Yaku, and Nesser. And you have to remember, these weren't just names. These idols represented something deeper, maybe their hopes, fears, parts of their lives they felt connected to.
So asking them to turn away from these idols was like saying, throw out everything you hold dear.
Yeah, Noah was challenging their worldview, the very foundation of their society, their understanding of the divine.
That's got to be a hard pill to swallow.
Absolutely. And then there's that whole human element. The surah even hints at it. Like, Noah's people accused him of being, just a man, just like them.
Even though his message was from God.
Exactly. Like, who are you to tell us what to do?
It's the prophet in his own town problem. People are more likely to listen to a stranger than someone they think they know.
Totally. And there's that fear of the unknown, too, right? Change is scary. Abandoning what you're comfortable with for something new. I can see why they clung to those idols.
So they clung tight. But in doing so, they missed out on some, I call them some pretty fantastic blessings. I mean, the way the Surah describes them, it's captivating.
Oh yeah, goes all out. Forgiveness, more time on earth. And then wealth, children. Not just material wealth, though. There's a sense of spiritual and emotional richness, too.
That imagery. It's like stepping into a beautiful painting. But there's this one verse I wanted to ask you about. The one about God creating 7 heavens.
Oh, yes. No, that's a powerful image. Layered heavens.
I know the number 7 has meaning in a lot of cultures, but what's the deeper meaning here?
So in Islamic cosmology, those 7 heavens are this incredible symbol, the vastness of creation, a reality way beyond our human understanding.
Like it's trying to make us grasp something beyond our grasp.
Exactly. And those layers, some scholars say they're different levels of spiritual reality. Others say, look, it's a reflection of God's power, the mysteries of the universe.
Makes it feel pretty small thinking about it.
In a good way, I think. Reminds you that there's so much more out there.
Yeah, definitely puts things in perspective. And then there's the part about how God created humans, germinating them from the earth like plants. It's almost poetic.
It really is. And what it does, I think, is highlight this cycle, life and death, connected to the earth. It's saying that we're always growing, developing.
But for Noah's people, that cycle was cut short. And the Surah doesn't shy away from their fate. Drowning, fire. It's a harsh depiction of, I guess, what you call divine justice.
Right. But divine justice is more than just punishment, It's about restoring balance.
So their actions had consequences.
Exactly. They spread lies, they rejected guidance, caused harm. It's more like a cause and effect thing. And maybe it's a warning for the future, a reminder to make different choices.
And amidst all this, there's Noah. He pleads with God, leave not upon the earth a single disbeliever. This always struck me as, pretty intense.
It is. It's raw emotion,
Yeah.
And it's been interpreted in different ways. Some say it's his grief, his frustration. Others see it as a plea to protect future generations, keep them from going down the same path.
Imagine carrying that weight, trying to guide people, even when they push back so hard.
It's a huge responsibility. But Noah's faith, it never wavers. He ends his plea with something that always gets me. My Lord, forgive me, my parents, and whoever enters my house as a believer, and all the believing men and believing women.
In the midst of all that turmoil, he's asking for forgiveness. That's powerful.
It is, and it reminds us that even in the face of hardship, compassion matters, forgiveness matters.
So taking all of this and all these layers of Surah Nuh, it's about warnings, it's about rejecting truth, yeah, it's about consequences. But more than that, it's about faith. It's about forgiveness, and the idea that divine mercy, it endures.
You got it. And I think Surah Nuh does something else too. It makes us look at our own lives. What idols, literal or not, are we clinging to? The things that stop us from embracing truth, maybe even from changing.
Are we open to hearing those tough messages, even when they're not what we want to hear?
Big questions.
Big questions indeed. But as we navigate life with all its complexities, this ancient story, it reminds us that the path to truth, it's always there. It's up to us to decide if we'll take it.